gonna go all the way through to the end.
All right.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, why
It's
not?
just me and you.
Yeah, I know.
We're missing our third.
Yeah.
He's probably out doing something like showing his mother gratitude or...
That's stupid. What a cuck.
Shut up. I'm embarrassed.
Oh my god, it was the funniest article I've ever read in my entire life.
I watched a couple of compilation videos on YouTube. I've got it all figured out.
You're listening to the No Big Banana Podcast.
Welcome back to the No Big Banana Podcast. My name is Charles.
My name is Justin.
And Cody is not with us this evening, so
He's
it's
not a cuck.
just me and you.
He might be a simp, but he's not a cuck.
Wow.
I don't think he'd actually let somebody else.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let's talk about anime.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
All right, so...
Hey, man, at least I didn't talk about his looks.
Yeah.
Y'all were getting on me about my fucking mustache.
Okay. For you to act like...
What?
That would be like if I was like, these guys made fun of me for being fat.
Hey.
It's like, hey, man.
No, I know. I just think it's
you
fun
know
to
what you're
play
dealing with.
Yeah. That's why I throw it right back.
So, I just got finished watching. I've always been like a fan of anime, but not like a fan like you.
Yeah. There's not a lot. I'm a straight up otaku.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I just got finished watching Demon Slayer, and it
So
was
good.
so
fucking good.
fucking awesome.
It's amazing.
And when I found out that shit was made in Adobe,
fucking Tower of God. That's pretty great.
Dude, and Tower of God is so good. That's bittersweet with my feelings towards you about that, because now I have to wait.
Yep.
And that's always a nightmare.
It sucks.
Oh, but there is a new episode of Rue to watch tonight, so that's always good.
Oh, I was like, what anime is Rue?
Yeah. Well, Rue's its own anime.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a funny thing that
Sure.
happened to me recently on Facebook. You know, you get to see those things that are like the color of your first dog plus the shirt you wore yesterday.
Oh, God. Plus, like, the street you grew up on or whatever.
And that's your, that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I did one for fun only because immediately upon thinking about it, I realized that it was perfect.
Okay.
It was the world that you live in is a combination of the last television show you watched and the last game you played. And so I was like, Rocket League, RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's Rocket League.
That sounds like a bunch of fun, dude.
RuPaul's Rocket League.
Yeah, dude.
If that ain't a thing that needs to happen, I don't know what is.
RuPaul's Rocket League.
Oh,
would
dude,
be
that'd kill it.
Awesome.
Are you kidding me?
If you could
They're
have
even
like
filming in quarantine. I think there's actually a D&D group that's all done by drag queens.
Really?
Yeah. You're going to hate how I found out about it, but
How?
Critical Role.
Well,
But it's
I
like
think
they
that's
actually do
good.
it like it's like a touring show.
oh, dude, I want to do Drag Edition.
Yeah.
Man, I should reach out. Maybe they can get them to come through and like they can drag us up.
That
That would be
drag. Hell yeah.
Dungeons and
Yeah.
Drag.
Dungeons and Drag, son.
Yeah, bro.
Shit.
Okay, so finished watching Demon Slayer, and Tower of God is awesome.
Yeah.
I still haven't started Fire Force, and part of it is because I keep fucking seeing Escanor every time I turn around.
Escanor's the greatest. He is the embodiment of flex personified. Everything you wanted out of he's like the buff dude that's just like the same version of him from Fullmetal Alchemist. Alex Armstrong. That's his name. Yeah, but just like a more like I'm aware that I'm better than you version of that.
Right.
Whereas like Alex has got like a nice like soft demeanor to his like bulging muscles and like strength that the Armstrong family has brought down from generations.
So why did you tell me that I shouldn't watch it?
Because it sucks. The story sucks.
What are you talking about, dude?
The Seven Deadly Sins story, like the problem is that it becomes just like a rom-com kind of thing.
Ew.
Yeah, it's so like the first season starts out.
That is not what it looks like
Yeah,
from the clips
I know.
that I've seen.
I know. The clips that you've seen are just the fight scenes in between all of like the. It gets so weird, man, because like it's not even like that bad of a premise. It's just that it's so forced down your throat the entire time that it's like I can't enjoy the rest of it because of that.
Yeah.
So like Meliodas is from the demon clan, Elizabeth is from the goddess clan. They've both been cursed. Elizabeth is cursed to die within 3 days of regaining her memories, and Meliodas is always can't die and is forced to find her so that eventually she regains her memories and then dies. So he's seen like 50 versions of the woman that he loves die in front of him, like over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
You see where I'm going with this.
I'm bored already.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that what's so beautiful about Demon Slayer is that it's a very straightforward plot.
It cuts the fat.
It's like, oh, Demon Slayer, what's that about?
Slaying demons.
Yeah, figure it out.
Straight up.
You can extrapolate.
I told you before you started watching it, I was like, his family gets killed by demons, his sister gets turned, he tries to figure out a way to get her unturned.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I don't know that I've been more hyped for a movie in a long time.
Dude, and I actually started reading the manga
Dude, we should watch it together.
I'm about
when it comes out. We should have like
we should do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 style.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, we should watch it. We should record a podcast of us watching the movie.
Fuck yeah. I won't go into detail about what happens on the train, but I just thought it was like the first thing that happens is that like there's a demon whose blood art is like forcing people into dreams. Like that's how they hunt. The one that the masochist at the end that was like, thank you, Muzan-sama, for leaving me for last so I could watch everyone else suffer.
Yes.
That one ends up on the train.
That's lower one.
That's yes.
Yeah.
So that one has the blood art ability to like anyone who comes.
Spoiler alert.
Whatever. It's not going to affect the actual story. Trust me.
Yeah.
But like the first thing that happens is that Tanjiro's dream is like he all of a sudden is like bringing back the empty charcoal bucket and his family's still there.
Yeah.
And he's like starts breaking down and they're like, what are you talking about? And then he starts like starting to forget everything that happens. Because then like, you know, obviously you'd start to think like maybe that was just a fucking nightmare that I was living through.
Dude, I still, after seeing everything, I still think that one of, if not the scariest demon in that thing is the first one he faces.
The bunch of hands?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just based on like the origin.
Yeah, plus like
oh, I'm a demon who's eaten all of Orokudaki's
and
pupils.
That's my whole goal. Is just never let one of his children live.
And it wouldn't have been, but something about the Asians.
It's the way he laughs.
Something about the Asians and horror.
Yeah.
I think that it's because their culture's been around longer, so they've had more time to figure it out.
They also have more like to build off of, I think.
They have more of a history.
Right. So there's more like lore and ancient stories that they can repurpose for different things.
Right.
That give them more opportunities for like, oh, what about this monster that's just made of hands that's just there waiting to kill every child that comes up? Like,
and it's not exclusive to the Japanese either. No. It's the Filipinos, Koreans. Yeah. They all know and
especially the Koreans. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, their horror is fucked.
Because it's weird. Like Americans, like we had like the boogeyman, but they have like case specific ghosts.
Yeah.
Like in the Philippines,
Junji Ito is a perfect example of somebody who like understands horror.
Yeah.
You know, and like even I think in Hawaii, which is like obviously a subset, even in there's like some of the most mortifying like horror stories that I could have possibly been told as a kid are shit from like overseas.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing we come up with in America will ever top some of that shit because it's just so perfectly raw and, like you said, specific.
Yeah. I think it's because they're older. I think that they've just...
I would say, actually, there's some in, like, Germany and other countries like that.
Yeah, but Germany's way older than us.
Yeah. And plus, like, fucking just saying I love you in German is scary. Of course, their stories are going to be scary as fuck.
Right.
So, I can say that. I'm German.
So no 7 Deadly Sins.
Listen, it's...
I'm not going to. No. After hearing you like explain the plot,
that it becomes a large part of it, and I'm not even going over like because the thing that's frustrating about 7 Deadly Sins is because they set up all of these amazing characters. The whole concept of like it's a time when there was like humans and demons and goddesses and fairies and giants. It seems perfect.
Yeah.
Right. It seems like an awesome setting, and it is an awesome setting. And so there's like this one guy named Bon who climbs up the fairy forest and gets to the elixir of life and becomes immortal. And so, like, no matter what you do to this guy, you can pulverize him into, like, liquid, and he'll just reform back into who he is. So you can just, like, constantly keep coming back. So there's nothing, like, incredibly strong about him. It's just, it sucks because then it's, like, Bond's in love with this fairy, Elaine, and that becomes, like, a huge thing. And then, like, King, who's the king, obviously the king of the fairies, is in love with Diane, who's, like, one of the last giants.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's
not
like,
interested.
Why the fuck? There's, like, a demon and god war happening, and you're going to spend, like, 3 episodes going over how, like, Bond and Elaine met in the forest. Like, I don't fucking care.
And Fire Force
Show me more Escanor.
Fire Force is what, only like 26 episodes or something?
Yeah, it's like 26, 24, 25, something like that. Yeah. It's great, though.
I'm going to watch that.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful to look at. It's fun. It's got a lot of good humor to it. The story's interesting. They don't waste a lot of time with like trying to at least I've only watched it once, so it's just kind of going off of memory because I watched it as it was coming out. But the entire time I remember thinking like, why is nobody fucking talking about this show?
Yeah.
And it came out at a really bad time because there was a lot of competition.
Right.
There was a lot of stiff competition.
Well, Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Didn't Demon Slayer?
I believe
that was in
at
that
the
same
time. Yeah.
batch.
I actually think it was the same like
Fall
or
of
winter.
19.
Yeah. Even like The Promised Neverland, that is a good horror anime. Bruh.
I'm not so much into the idea of the horror animes.
Trust me, it's more. I would say more thriller.
I like the standard
It's psychological.
I like the standard shonen. Like, here's the character.
Of course. Then you would like Fire Force.
I mean, Boffery was just like
Wonderful.
Oh
Just
my
an enjoyable
God,
time.
I will watch 100 more episodes.
Oh
of that.
yeah. Same with Tower of God though. I'm excited because like I went to go read some of the manga and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
There's like 600 episodes. Like there's 600 chapters.
Really?
I was like, oh shit. Yeah. There's no limit to. I mean, that you could have like hundreds of episodes of that shit. Yeah.
Oh man, that makes me really.
I'm
happy.
still sad that Hunter x Hunter is never gonna come back.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. Plus, like, Gon's not the main protagonist anymore, which is, you know,
Yeah, I kind of want to watch that.
it's so much fun.
I kind of think I'm gonna watch that before Fire Force.
It's
But there's a lot more episodes of Hunter x Hunter, right?
yeah, Hunter x Hunter has like 160 something episodes. It was still in that time frame when like anime was encouraged to have long form rather than like in series like My Hero Academia or Fire Force or Tower of God or any of those where they come out in like sets of like 22 to 24, which is cool because Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo were like two of like my most favorite animes growing up. Yeah, it's still my ringtone, dog. There's always a moment at the end of the I think it's like 22nd or 23rd episode of Samurai Champloo where I'm like, God damn you for not ever doing anything more with it because they just part ways. Why haven't you done more with that?
Then I don't know if I want to watch that.
You've never seen Samurai Champloo?
No.
Dude, it's hip hop samurai.
I know. I never watched it when it came out.
It's literally hip hop and samurai.
I know.
It's everything you could want in an anime.
I know. Well, no. Everything that I would want in an anime is Baki now.
Yeah.
It does
actually,
I think it's
have similar
pronounced
vibes.
Bacano.
I have no idea.
Because I think that's an Italian word. It is. It's an Italian word for like kerfuffle.
That makes sense.
It's Bacano, I think is how it's pronounced.
When I was younger, I thought it was backgammon.
Backgammon.
Yeah, I didn't know the difference between the two, so I thought, oh, it's like a game of backgammon. I thought it was just like a Japanese translation of backgammon.
That would make sense too.
But I would say, like, as far as ones to watch, Hunter x Hunter is iconic. It is a staple. It is truly one of the shows that is responsible for everything you love in Boffery or in Tower of God or in Demon Slayer. It sets the groundwork for all of them.
Yeah.
It's as influential as Sailor Moon, which his wife did, which is why they're never going to finish Hunter x Hunter because they got that Sailor Moon money, dog. Like, there's no point. I really love all of the characters in Hunter x Hunter. They're all... Each arc doesn't feel like it takes anything away, but it offers so much more into individual characters. There's the Phantom Troop arc, which is all about like Kurapika's revenge. Because like the thing about like the Kurta clan, because he watched like the first episode and he's like, I'm looking for revenge on those who killed my family.
Right.
That's the Phantom Troop, which is like the ultimate band of thieves. The thing about the Kurta clan, why they were chosen is because their eyes can turn a deep scarlet, so their eyes are worth a lot on the black market, but you can only get the red eyes if you pluck them while they're still alive. So all of his family members eyes were removed and then killed in front of him, essentially. And
that's exactly the kind of shit I'm talking about. You would never hear that kind of plot line in America.
Straight up.
Even in a horror movie. Nobody would think of like, okay,
plucking out eyeballs.
Listen, we got to get these eyes, but we got to make sure that the poison's still alive when we pull them out of there. Yeah. I don't know why my voice got strange.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you turn into like a gangster or some shit, like a 20s gangster. Like,
yeah, well, I like that whole like, yeah, you see?
Yeah, see? We got to pluck the eyes out.
Merchandise. Yeah. What other animes do? If anybody out there, I don't know if anybody out there is even into anime, but I'm sure that some of our listeners
there's got to be some crossover.
I definitely would recommend Baki now. Bakino, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
It's so good. The thing that I love about it is that it's a perfect marriage of that kind of supernatural element that is in a lot of animes.
Like with the alchemist stuff.
But it's more
accessible.
It's not even so much that it's more accessible. It's just that it's more, I guess, almost I would say believable.
I forget the guy's name.
Demon Slayer.
I feel bad for forgetting his name, but he's the one that always wears the white jacket because he wants it to be stained bloody.
Lad Russo.
That's
dude.
his name. For some reason, I was thinking Kid.
Lad Russo
Or
is
Thad.
the shit.
It's an
dude.
awesome character.
Just
an awesome character.
He's so good. And then Berserk.
And
I loved Berserk
so
much. I can't
take
say
it or
enough.
leave it.
Beautiful thing. Are you kidding me?
No.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I am too.
Why?
There's something about it gets to a point where I'm no stranger to like darker storylines or like, morbid kind of reality settings, especially for anime. But it felt almost over the top. Like to the point where it was like overkill.
Towards the end, yeah.
Like when he's like, it's so clear that you just want to fuck guts, so just fuck guts. Like you do. Yes.
Yeah.
Just fuck guts. Like what are you doing? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like it seems like unnecessary torture just for the sake of torture. It doesn't add anything to the plot. It doesn't add anything to the overall. Because again, it's kind of like how I feel about Seven Deadly Sins. It's like, it's over the top to a point where it ruins the story for me. Like I still enjoy it, but it's just not my favorite.
I think that the only reason
it took it down a tier for me.
I think that the only reason that they left it that way is because because that's what kept him androgynous. And remember earlier we were talking about like androgyny's powerful.
Yeah.
Because it's not only are you doubling your base of viewers or fans.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But also, people are able to appreciate you without having gender play a factor at all.
Yeah. Especially once he reaches the point where he truly becomes like a demon lord kind of shit.
Yeah. Like David Bowie and Mark Rebillet. There are these people that are just like, or like RuPaul.
Yeah.
Like
that
there's this power of androgyny.
Yeah.
And
it's a very rare thing too. Like, and it's very hard for somebody to pull that off.
Yeah, but in order to maintain that,
Bowie,
with
of
that
course,
character,
Bowie.
Yeah, I said Bowie.
I thought you just said I don't remember. I'm gonna sound like a stupid fool.
I'm gonna sound like a dumb.
I'm gonna sound like a dummy dumb.
That's the whole. Is it Griffin or Griffith?
I think it's Griffith.
I think it's Griffith.
Dude, it's the same shit as like Eris Aerith.
But if they would have ever had like him address that, then so much of his character would have gone away. It's their own fault.
But the thing is,
they wrote themselves into that corner because.
But the thing about him though is that he is seen like, I think it's the one princess or whatever is the one that he fucks, and that's why he gets like put into like that state where he finally like relents and like gives up his humanity and offer to exact revenge, and he's fucking another girl. It's like if he had just fucked guts, then it would have fit better into the. Plus, there's like all kinds of tentacles and shit. Anyway, it doesn't actually have to be him doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
well, I think too that like,
and also I realize that I'm arguing that it's overkill for an anime that starts with like a guy being cut out of a woman's womb on a battlefield, soaked in blood.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like. I get it. It's just after that point, it was like it just seems like that's overkill. Like,
yeah, I liked the story.
The story's fine,
but it's but I liked more of that was the one of which that I would have liked more of.
Yes.
Goblin Slayer.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, Goblin Slayer's great.
Didn't you tell me about Goblin Slayer?
Yeah, it's violent as fuck.
It's like a D&D anime?
Oh, yeah, they fight a beholder at one point. It's awesome.
What?
Yeah, there's a beholder at one point.
No way.
Yeah, it's straight up a D&D world. So, like, he is
How many episodes are there?
Like 12.
No fucking way.
It's great.
In the whole thing?
Yeah, you haven't seen Goblin Slayer, bro?
I'll be watching it tonight.
Oh, dude, it's so great. Like, it starts off with, like, a priestess. Like, she literally, like, prays to, like, her deities and then, like, summons walls of protection and, like, healing spells. Like, he's just a player character that gets obsessed with killing goblins. And that's all he does.
I want to turn our
That's literally all he does.
I want to turn our D&D
There are moments
campaign.
where like people are like, "Hey man, do you want to take this job with me?" And he's like, "Are there goblins?" And they're like, "No." And he's like, "Then fuck off."
Oh.
Like he is. Oh, dude.
That's his exclusive favorite anime.
Yes.
Is to kill
if he
goblins.
if he were a ranger, his preferred prey is goblin.
Oh,
That's it.
Dude, I'm all over it.
That one's a lot of fun. It's very brutal. Like in the first episode, you're gonna see chicks getting raped by goblins and a girl peeing herself.
Whoa!
And then he shows up, his just red glowing eye coming out of the furnace, and then just like takes his torch and just stabs it through a goblin's face and just melts the head.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's great.
Talk about So
it's a D&D anime. Yeah.
All right. So and what was that you said that you didn't like about Berserk?
It felt like after so long it became too much. Like it just felt like it was compounding upon itself over and over and over and over again, and then it got to a point where I was like, I'm just desensitized and this just feels pointless.
I feel dirty.
Not even dirty, dude. It just felt pointless.
What was the anime that you showed me about the guy who was like trapped for 1,000 years and then he gets out and it's like a post-apocalyptic world? Everybody gets like frozen in space and time, but he survived. He was like frozen in stone, and then he busts out.
Oh, Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
That one's great. That one's not great in the way that you would think it'd be great, but it's fantastic. Yeah.
All right.
It does what Bill Nye the Science Guy can't, and that makes science fun.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's great.
Well, that is our episode for Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're just talking about, dude. Look, we should be happy. We didn't talk about anything about politics, about anything that's going on in the news.
I didn't even get to talk about like big anime titties.
Yeah,
that should be the name of the episode. Big anime TITTYS.
The podcast episode.
I'm not even talking about fucking
big anime titties.
We've said it like 3 times now.
Okay,
it's gotta be.
So follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at NoBigBanana, and send us an email at nobigbanana@gmail.com. And we'll go over it. And that reminds me, I'm gonna make it a point to talk about
just fucking
Artsy's submission of Samuel. We'll see what he's all about.
I bet you Samuel would
next time.
Fuck that bell.
All right, we love you.
Yeah.